Good evening and warm welcome to Insight Indepth program. I am Dr. Joju John from Marketplace Training College. This is the weekly Insight Indepth program Invite to Talk series. And warm welcome to everyone. Today's program is given through uh, Google platform and YouTube Live, and you can send the link, YouTube link, and the Google platform link to your friends and students. And after the 100th participant, people would be joining in YouTube. And today's program is very special because one of the most experienced and outstanding professors of Kerala, a great philanthropist and humanist, is speaking today. Our dearest Sam sir, Dr. Sam sir, former principal Patanapuram. Warm welcome to everyone to this platform. This is being organized by the Research Department of Marketplace Training College. And over to you, research scholars.
Thank you, sir. Sir. Good evening. Warm welcome to all. I am Ambika, research scholar. Today, Sunday evening, very calm and silent time, we start our Insight Depth series program. The most respected principal, Dr. K.Y. Benedict, sir, respected research coordinator, Dr. Joju Jones, sir, today's Insight Depth resource person and more enthusiastic and respected faculty, Dr. Samvi Daniel, sir, and most great respected personalities and research guides and research scholars all are present to the grace of God. The blessing of God is very essential for this program. So, let me invite Sanila Manoj, very smart research scholar. Please, Sanila, start prayer.
Thank you, Ambika teacher.
സത്യമായി ശുദ്ധ സ്നേഹമായി ദിവ്യജ്ഞാനമായി വാഴും ദൈവമേ നിത്യവും നിൻ കൃപാകടാക്ഷങ്ങൾ ഏകണേ ഞങ്ങൾക്കെപ്പോഴും പാരിലാലംബഹീനരായോരെ സേവിപ്പാൻ ശക്തി നൽകണം സത്യധർമാദി സദ്ഗുണങ്ങളാ ജീവിതം ധന്യമാക്കണം ബുദ്ധനും മഹാവിഷ്ണുവും യേശു ക്രിസ്തുവും നബിയല്ലാഹും എല്ലാം ഏകമാണെന്ന വേദാന്തം ഞങ്ങളിൽ ധീതമാക്കണം സത്യമായി ശുദ്ധ സ്നേഹമായി ദിവ്യജ്ഞാനമായി വാഴും ദൈവമേ നിത്യവും കൃപാകടാക്ഷങ്ങൾ ഏകണേ ഞങ്ങൾക്കെപ്പോഴും ഏകണേ ഞങ്ങൾക്കെപ്പോഴും ഏകണേ ഞങ്ങൾക്കെപ്പോഴും സത്യമായി.
Thank you, Sanla. Welcome speech. We invite Tara Rajendran, an eminent personality in our college, for welcome speech for all. Tara, please come.
Thank you, Ambika ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Respected principal sir, dear Jojo sir, dear Sam sir, research supervisors, and my fellow participants. Good evening, all. It's my pleasant duty to bid you all a genial welcome, dears. I extend a hearty welcome to our principal, Dr. K.Y. Benedict sir, and our research coordinator, Dr. Jojo sir, on this warm evening. Welcome, dear sirs. To get an auspicious talk is to get a propitious personality. Indeed, today we are fortunate enough for attending such a talk on Insight in Depth. Let us all This evening, lend our ears to our speaker of the session. Dear all, I find immense pleasure in having a welcome note for our dear chief guest, Dr. Sam V. Daniel, sir. Welcome, dear sir. Now let me have a hearty welcome for all our research supervisors, teachers, research scholars from all walks, and each and everyone present here on the meet whose absence declares the vacuity of the session. Welcome all. Dear participants, welcome all once again. Forgive me if I have left any personage unsaid. Thank you. Thank you, dears.
Thank you, Tara. As W. C. Wright Mills says, to study society, self-imagination and self-reflexivity is the most important factor for society. Today, Dr. Sam Sir introduced a variety topic in teaching, mirroring the best in you, the magic of reflective teaching. Priya UV, very loving and caring student research scholar, they introduce more about the chief guest and resource person, Dr. Samvi Daniel, sir. Priya, please
Ye-
come.
Yes, ma'am. Ambika, ma'am. Am I audible?
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
So, good evening, on and all. Myself, Priya. On behalf of Marty of Plus Training College, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all honorable dignitaries, teachers, and dear participants. It's my intense pleasure to welcome you all for today's Insight Invited Talk. A man who has confidence in himself gains the confidence of others. Yes, it's my distinct honor and high privilege to introduce our guest, speaker of today's Insight Invited Talk. We are indeed privileged to have a noted educationalist and an eminent personality, Dr. Savvi Daniel, former Principal Mount Tabor Training College, Patanapuram. He has secured PhD in education and also holding master degrees in economic sociology, applied psychology, and so on. He was a former member in Kerala University Board of Studies and Curriculum Committee convener. And along with he is conducting UGC net coaching and CTF regional secretary and ARIO regional president. Behind all these academic records, he never forgot to hold his passion. Yes, he is a music director in Orthodox Church BBS for the past 15 years. So we are really proud and privileged to have you as our chief guest and speaker for today's talk. Once again, I welcome you, sir, for the section. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uh, sir, Sam, sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, one second. One
Okay.
second. Let me give one more instruction. All the
Okay.
participants are requested to mute your audio. That's very important. And the students of Martha Plus Training College are requested to maintain the participants level from 90 to 95, and the remaining participants or the applies can leave and join the YouTube. Don't leave now. In 2 or 3 minutes, we'll be reaching 9500. In that case, kindly leave the Google platform for a few of you, and we can join the live YouTube program. Thank you, sir. The
Hello,
platform
sir.
is yours, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening to you all. Let me present now.
Sir, please move to the slideshow, sir. Slideshow from the
Slideshow
beginning.
mode. Okay. Okay, let us begin our class with a prayer song. Lokam muzhuvan sukham pagarana സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനാ സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ കദന നിവാരണ കനിവിന്നുറവേ കാട്ടിൻ നടുവിൽ വഴി തെളിക്കൂ കദന നിവാരണ കനിവിന്നുറവേ കാട്ടിൻ നടുവിൽ വഴി തെളിക്കൂ ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനായി സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks and gratitude to the principal and all the members of the staff and all the participants, dignitaries, principal and members of the staff of Marty of Laws Training College. Whenever I say MTTC, it is same as Mount Tabor Training College and also Marty of Laws Training College. So we are having a close connection and intimacy for the last several years. Benedict sir, Jojo sir, GB teacher, Bindu teacher, and the late Laji sir and Joe sir. I pay homage to their souls. So all of these persons are very close to me, and I always visit that college with such an intimacy that I can never forget. Okay, that's why I accepted this invitation for this talk series. But without any formal introduction, I straight away go to my topic. The topic today is the magic of reflective teaching. The magic is the word coined by Jojo sir, not mine. I cannot do magic in reflective teaching. I can only simply present reflective teaching, but the magic is with Jojo sir, my intimate friend and brother, and he will do some magic with this, I think. So what is teaching? What is teaching? We need to rethink the term teaching. A commonly accepted definition is that process which is deliberately and purposefully planned and executed by the teacher in such a manner that efficient and effective learning takes place. So that process executed by the teacher with the purposeful planning and deliberate thinking, systematic thinking, the teacher may be planning and executing a deliberate process so as to bring about effective learning among the students. If the teacher's activities, if the teacher's process brings forth effective learning among the students, that type of teaching, that process is called effective teaching. Otherwise, that process cannot be termed as effective teaching. Teaching is a work of the heart. Something related to heart and not with the brain. It is related with the brain primarily, but it should touch the heart. Otherwise, it cannot be termed as a real teaching. A teacher touches a hand, takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. These are the processes to be carried out by the teacher. You all know that the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. William A. Ward. So, who is a reflective teacher? I should definitely say a great teacher. A great teacher can only reflect his teaching. Great teachers are always reflective teachers. So, who is a great teacher? A very good quotation given by Milton Hildebrand, University of California. He said, few teachers are great. Probably none is great at all times. Yet many teachers are great occasionally. Very few teachers are great. We can only term a few teachers. Jesus Christ was the greatest teacher the world has ever seen. Swami Vivekananda and such other personalities are there. They are believed to be great always. So, but the fact is that none is great at all times. We cannot say firm, these people, I'm excluding Jesus Christ and such other personalities, but still certain great personalities cannot be termed as great all times. They have also weaknesses. Yet many teachers are great occasionally. This is a quotation given by Milton Hildebrand. So we need to do everything we can to make these occasional times of greatness occur more often. So we also can be great in several occasions. For example, when we give help to, when we extend our hands to needy people, when we pat on the back of our students, and console him, helping him, and then sharing the pains of the students with we teachers, we are consoling them. We are becoming a great teacher at that time. So every teacher should try his best to make these occasional times of greatness occur more often. This is the beauty of a great teacher. APJ Abdul Kalam said, speak 5 lines to yourself every morning. I am the best. I can do it. God is always with me. I can do it because God is always with me. I am a winner. Today is my day, not tomorrow. Never postpone any work of today to tomorrow. Today is my day. These are the 5 lines to be remembered, to be spoken every morning by all of us, by a great teacher. So what are the qualities of an inspiring teacher? He should be having enthusiasm. He should be maintaining positive relationships. He should be flexible as far as possible. Purposeful and relevant teaching. Safe and stimulating. Positive classroom management. Reflectiveness and collaboration always. Innovative teaching. So these are some qualities, characteristics essential for inspiring. He should be enthusiastic always. He should show enthusiasm to acquire more and more knowledge, new knowledge. Positive relationship, keeping positive relationship with the students, with the fellow teachers, and with the community. He should be flexible as much as he can. Just flexible enough to adapt the changing circumstances, changing curriculum, changing learning situations, learning environment, everything. Then purposeful and relevant teaching. Purposeful teaching. Teaching should be purposeful, objective-based teaching. We should know the various objectives meaningfully and act accordingly. Safe and stimulating. Positive classroom management. He should have the ability to maintain discipline in the class with the positive measures. Reflectiveness and collaboration. Always review the teaching. Review. Student evaluation, frequent student evaluation. Peer evaluation. Then collaboration with other agencies, other institutions. Collaboration. Then innovative teaching. These are some of the most important qualities and characteristics of an inspiring teacher or a reflective teacher. There are 3 levels of teaching. An inspiring teacher can make use of 3 levels of teaching: memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. What is the difference between these 3 levels we need to think of? Inspiring teachers teach their students at the 3 levels, not always at the reflective level, but he should teach at the memory level, and then understanding level, and reflective level. So the main part will be at the memory level, and for some aspects it is in the understanding level, and for some fewer aspects it will be in the reflective level of teaching. They have to keep in mind the developmental stage of the learners so that the desired educational objectives can be attained. So the memory level is termed as thoughtless teaching, but I cannot agree with fully that. It needs some sort of thoughts. Minimum thought is required for memory level. For understanding level, it's thoughtful teaching. Some in-depth thinking is necessary for the teaching of understanding level. Then for the reflective level, upper thoughtful level, it is upper thoughtful level, deeper thinking, original thinking, intensive thinking is necessary, and that thought is called metacognitive analysis and thinking is necessary for reflective level of teaching. The memory level of teaching is the first and base level of teaching. It is concerned with the memory or retrieval ability that exists in all living beings. We have a memory ability, recollection ability, recalling, retrieval ability. And with this ability, we retrieve what has been learned, what has been acquired. Teaching at the memory level is considered to be the lowest level of teaching. No deep thinking is needed by the learners in this level. So these are the, all these things. That's why, so I will not be going deep into the various objectives. This is a revised taxonomy. The earlier one was given by Bloom's taxonomy. This is the revised one. Remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Remembering, can the student recall or remember the information? The students may be recalling, recognizing, memorizing, reproducing, stating, duplicating, listing, etc., etc. Then for understanding, we ask, can the student explain ideas or concepts? Can the student classify, describe, discuss, explain, identify, locate, report, select, translate, interpret, give reasons, give examples, give a definition of their own definitions? That is the understanding level. Then all higher levels are at the reflective level. Can the student use the information in a new way, which are not given by the teacher? They would be able to choose, demonstrate, dramatize, employ, illustrate, interpret in a different way, sketch, solve, use in several other situations, other unfamiliar situations, write differently, think differently. Then analyzing, can the student distinguish between different parts? They would be able to compare the different parts of the particular concept, contrast, criticize, differentiate, discriminate, establish relationship, distinguish, examine, experiment, question, test the relevance. All these are analyzing. Then evaluating, can the student justify a stand or decision? To evaluate information, a student might apprise, argue, defend, judge, select, support, value the particular idea to be taught, evaluate. Then creating, can the student create a new product or point of view or a new idea to be constructed, creative, design, develop, formulate, write, invent, discover something new. All these come under creating. So the base objective is remembering, and the second step is understanding, and all others include the reflective level of teaching. Memory level teaching, the thinking ability does not play any role, significant role. Students only cram the facts, information, formulas, and laws that are taught to them. The teaching is nothing but learning the subject matter by rote. The role of the teacher is prominent and that of the student is secondary. The class is strictly structured and controlled by the entire control is upon the teacher. The teacher controls the entire teaching learning process in the class in a memory level teaching. The classroom environment is highly structured. The study material is organized and pre-planned. The teacher presents the study material in a sequential order. Memory can be strengthened by using mnemonics. Mnemonics play a prominent role in memory level in order to strengthen the memory. For example, characteristics of living organisms. Mirroring is a mnemonic that can be used to remember the characteristics of living organisms. Movement, excretion, respiration, reproduction, irritability, nutrition, and growth. These are the essential characteristics of living organism. We will never forget it if we try to remember the word mirroring. Then principles of school management. I was teaching school organization to my students, and I used to give this word, POSDCORB, POSDCORB. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. These are the 8 principles of school management. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, coordinating, and reporting, budgeting. So we'll never forget the word POSDCORB for learning principles of school management. Several mnemonics can be generated for remembering facts and ideas. So this memory level of teaching. Then the next level is understanding level of teaching. For the understanding level teaching, thinking plus feeling is necessary. Thinking plus feeling. Some thinking is needed for memory, only some basic level of thinking. Some higher level of thinking is needed for understanding, and along with some feeling. We should think why it is so. We should think how it is so, how that particular process occurs, and why it happens. We try to reason out, we try to establish relationship, we try to explain it. So for example, suppose we know management, principles of management, planning, staffing, directing, like that. So what do you mean by planning in school management? What is the relationship between planning and staffing? Is there a relationship? Is there a difference? Can you cite an example? Example of planning? So if a student is able to answer such questions, such higher level questions, he will be in the understanding level of teaching. Otherwise, only in memory level. Okay, understanding something is to perceive the meaning, grasp the idea, and identify the attributes. There are some attributes. For example, a concept. A concept may be having some attributes. If the student is able to combine the various essential attributes to form a definition of its own, not a definition given by the teacher, but if the student is able to generate an example, the student is able to define by combining the various attributes, then he will be in the understanding level. The teaching at the understanding level is of a higher quality than one at the memory level. It is more useful and thoughtful from the point of view of mental capabilities. At this level of teaching, the teacher helps the students to find out the relationship between concepts, principles, and facts, and to think how these principles can be applied. What is the use of this particular concepts in daily life situations. So he will be applying it. He will be comparing it. He will be relating it with other concepts. What is the relevance of this concept in this particular situation? Comparing it, then differentiating it, citing more examples, in addition to those given by the teacher. Teacher may be giving some examples. If the student is able to recollect those examples, that is the memory level. If the student is
Excuse me, some others are sharing their screen. Please close it down, please. Some other participants have started sharing.
Okay.
So that we can't see your screen, sir.
Okay, sir. I cannot see this, sir, because I'm in the slideshow mode.
Admin, please.
Okay.
Close that presentation. Okay, sir, you continue,
Okay,
please,
sir.
sir. Please, sir.
Thank you,
Please, sir,
sir.
continue.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Memory level teaching. Memory level teaching barriers needs to be crossed for this understanding level of teaching. Memory level teaching has some barriers. A door may be closed to the understanding level because the students may be cramming.
Excuse me, sir. You please give presentation once more, sir. We cannot see your presentation.
You cannot see?
The presentation.
Maybe somebody is in the sharing mode. That's
Sir,
why.
it is visible. Please, ma'am, pin the presentation, sir. Pin the presentation. Thank you. Sorry, sir. Please continue.
Okay. Now it is okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Memory level teaching has certain barriers which needs to be crossed, needs to be overcome for reaching at the understanding level of teaching. Because students may be cramming around the particular concept. They are trying to recollect only, recall only. Because they are studying by heart a question answer, the answer needs to be mucked up, then trying to recollect only, without thinking how it is so. What is the relation between this particular answer and their different answer? Majority of students may not be doing it. If the barriers are to be overcome, then they will be reaching at the understanding level. So once they reach the understanding level, it is the doorway to all other objectives. Automatically, they will go to other objectives without any major difficulties. So we have seen remembering, understanding. Then after understanding, it is very easy to pass applying, analyzing, evaluating, and thereby reaching, creating level of teaching. So various categories of teaching are not separate entities. Or maybe they are interactive. Memory level is related to understanding. Without having clear memory level of learning, a student cannot go to understanding level. First step is memory level. Then only he can go to the understanding level. And only after that, he can go to other levels. So they are interactive. The strategic basis of interaction is understanding. The strategic basis of this interaction is understanding. Teach our students to produce understanding, then the students will find the other categories easily attainable. Okay.
Sir, excuse me, sir. The presentation is not visible, sir.
Ma'am,
Everyone has to pin the second presentation by Samvi Daniel, sir. You can see two Samvi Daniel. One is presentation, other one is speech. So pin the second one. Everyone can view.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And dear friends, if you have got any more problems anytime, don't interrupt the speech. Kindly chat and we will give you the solution in the chat box. Okay, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Merits of the understanding level of teaching. As compared to the memory level of teaching, the understanding level teaching has greater merit. We all know that. We can simply imagine. Here the teacher presents the subject matter before the students in an organized and sequential form with the help of large number of examples, with comparisons, with elaborations, illustrations, with reasons. With reasons, he is submitting the various points. In a sequential order also. This level enables students to have complete command over the subject material. Authoritative knowledge. New knowledge is acquired related to the previously acquired knowledge. The previously acquired knowledge is strengthened and reinforced by new knowledge. That is one of the most important merits of understanding level of teaching. Here the students do not learn by rote. Simply they are building just like a building. Building is erected based on the foundation. The foundation is the previous knowledge. So after thorough with the foundation only, he is building the superstructure. That's why it is more having more strength also. So understanding level of learning is authoritative. He can give any, we can ask any question to compare, to distinguish, to give example, to give reasons. They will be ready to answer because the knowledge is acquired, new knowledge is acquired about the basic previously acquired knowledge. Here the students do not learn by rote. Here they learn by understanding the facts and information and their use and purpose. So both the students and the teacher are active in the class. In the memory class, the teacher is active. Students may be passive or sometimes active in listening, in acquiring the ideas alone. But here, the students are also thinking. Both the teacher and the students are actively thinking. No cramming, but critical thinking is encouraged. Relationship between facts and principles are found out. Students define concepts and generate examples of their own that I have already told you. They define concepts in their own words, their own terms, rather than recollecting a definition given by the teacher. The students themselves try to define the concepts by combining the various attributes. Generalizations are made on the basis of the concepts. Interpretations are given, inferences are given. Students make better use of their thinking abilities. Knowledge acquired at this level forms the basis of the reflective level. That is very essential. Knowledge acquired at this level and the understanding level forms the basis of the reflective level of teaching. Okay, then we go to reflective level of teaching. Let us sing a four-line song, a film song, four-line film song. You can also sing with me and don't need to unmute, but still you sing along with me by sitting in your room. Minna minni ittiri ponni minnanadellam ponnalla kannam tumbi kanjana tumbi kadil kettadu paatalla ഒന്നാമത്തെ തോണിയിലേറി പൊന്നാരമ്പിളി വന്നിറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ തന്നീടാമൊരു പൊന്നോല മിന്നാ മിന്നി ഇത്തിരി പൊന്നി മിന്നണതെല്ലാം പൊന്നല്ല കണ്ണാം തുമ്പി കാഞ്ചന തുമ്പി കാതിൽ കേട്ടത് പാട്ടല്ല ഒന്നാമത്തെ തോണിയിലേറി പൊന്നാരമ്പിളി വന്നിറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ തന്നീടാമൊരു പൊന്നോല മിന്നാ മിന്നി ഇത്തിരി പൊന്നി മിന്നണതെല്ലാം പൊന്നല്ല. Thank you. Thank you. Reflective teaching. Reflective teaching means looking at what you do in the class, thinking about why you do it, and thinking about if it works. That means a process of self-observation and self-evaluation during the time of teaching. That is essential. It is during the time of teaching and also after our teaching. There is a pre-lesson session also. Reflection for teaching. Reflection for teaching means planning the teaching purposefully. Whether it works, whether the learning activities selected are appropriate to the concept, whether the objectives formulated are relevant. So we plan it. We prepare lesson transcripts. That is a part of reflection for teaching. Okay, this is a process of self-observation and self-evaluation during the time of teaching and also before and after our teaching. So this level is also known as introspective level or metacognitive level. Some sort of introspection. We are aware, trying to aware of ourselves. I try to see myself, just like in the mirror, I try to see myself in the classroom. I am aware of myself. I am aware of my words. I am aware of my actions. All my activities are well thought of. Okay, purposeful. Everything is purposeful. That's in the metacognitive level. We are thinking of our own thoughts and our own actions. Reflecting on something means giving careful thought to something over a period of time. That is what is called reflecting. It also means thinking deeply about something. We think about our own activities, our own thoughts, our own words, and our own activities. Reflective level of teaching is considered to be the highest of the three levels at which teaching is carried out. It is the highest of the three levels: memory level, understanding level, and the third level is reflective level. It is highly thoughtful and useful. A student can attain this level only after going through memory level and understanding level. That I have already told you. Basic is memory level, and the higher is understanding level, and the highest is reflective level. Teaching at the reflective level enables the students to solve the real problems of life. For example, suppose we teach fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and what is the significance of these fundamental rights and fundamental duties in our day-to-day life? If the students realizes the significance of these fundamental rights and duties, and comparing several duties and several responsibilities together and the need, okay, then he will be reaching in the understanding level. Then whenever there is a problematic situation in the real life of the students, he will be able to naturally solve the particular problem with the help of this particular understanding, this particular knowledge and understanding. That is what we call application. Then applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating every objective will come automatically in the reflective level of our learning. So in order to solve the real problems of life, teaching at the reflective level will help a lot. At this level, the student is made to face real problematic situations. Okay, several problematic situations will be taken into account in the real classroom itself. Then only the students can get familiarity with several problematic other situations. Okay, that students, by understanding the situation, use their critical abilities for solving the problem. Several strategies are needed that we will discuss. At this level, emphasis is laid on identifying the problem, defining it, and finding a solution to it. It's problem solving. Okay. The students' original thinking and creative abilities develop at this level. For example, writing poems, stories, drama, skit, etc. Based on the theme, construct puzzles, plan and organize innovative activities, construct new learning materials, discover new methods and strategies. They will be able to write poems based on the concept, based on the idea taught in the class. They can write stories, write drama, skit, etc. And act also. Okay, based on the theme taught in the class or learned in the class. They can construct puzzles, plan and organize innovative activities, construct new learning materials, discover new methods and strategies also. All these are examples of reflective level of learning. Teaching at the reflective level enables the students to solve the real problems of life. The students, by understanding the situation, use their critical abilities for solving the problem. The students' original thinking and creative abilities develop at this level. The role of the teacher in this level of teaching is that of a facilitator or a scaffolder. Hello, please mute your audio, please. Hello, dear participant, please mute your audio. Hello, thank you. The role of a teacher in this level of teaching is that of a facilitator or a scaffolder. He's not at all termed to be a full-time teacher in the class. He's only facilitating the activities by the learners. He's a scaffolder, erecting a scaffold upon which the students can learn. He's a stage setter. And the action is by the learners. The learners are acting the scene. But the role of the teacher is behind the curtain as a director of a drama. A director, he's a scaffolder. He arranges everything. He arranges the learning materials. He arranges the seating arrangements, every equipment in the classroom. But the real learning is done by the learners. He is a facilitator and a scaffolder in the reflective level of teaching. He does not force knowledge on the students, but develops in them their talents and capabilities. He is trying to develop the real talents and capabilities. The role of the students is quite active. Reflective level of teaching is that which is problem-centered, and the student is busy with original imagination and problem-solving skills. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Hello.
Sir, continue, sir. Please continue.
Okay. You can ask questions at the end, please. Reflective level of teaching. There are several strategies through which we can attain the reflection level of our learning. For example, socialized recitation strategies, experiential learning, cooperative learning, collaborative learning, problem-based learning, inquiry-based strategies, activating strategies, etc. Socialized recitation strategies include discussion, roundtable conference, seminar, symposium, bus session, quiz session, like that. Socialized. Some group of students are needed for socialized recitation. They think in group, they work in group, and arrive at innovative conclusions. So all these strategies can help the students to reach the reflective level of their learning. Experiential learning provides first-hand experience to the learners. That is learning through experience. We provide first-hand experience, touching experience to the students. For example, through field trip, study tour, social camps, nature camps. We in our college arranged several nature camps through which we got first-hand experience with several concepts. That is experiential learning. Directly the students are getting experience and thereby they learn through that experience. Experiential learning. Then cooperative learning. Learning in cooperation with others. Other students or other students from other institutions or like that. Cooperative learning. Learning pairs, learning squares and learning groups. They learn. Okay, they are not individually learning, but they learn in cooperation with others. Learning is undertaken as a cooperative effort. That is the strategy behind this cooperative learning. Then collaborative learning, learning in collaboration with some other agencies, governmental agency or some other voluntary organizations like that. Other institutions, management institutions or other departments like that. That's collaborative learning. Then problem-based learning. A learning concept may be restructured, information may be processed in the form of a problem. Then we try to solve the particular problem through problem-solving strategies, steps, problem-solving steps. So that is problem-based learning. Then inquiry-based strategies, inquiry training models are there. Inquiry training models. Inquiry is encouraged. The student's spirit of inquiry is activated in that particular strategy. Inquiry-based. Students inquire whether it is correct or not. Why it is so, they inquire. So through that inquiry, the students' curiosity is aroused and thereby they naturally learn and get the reflective level of learning. Then activating strategies. These strategies activate the mind of the students. Thereby they think continuously through that particular thought processes. Okay, that's why great poets write poems through activating their mind to a particular concept alone, concentrating their concern and thought to particular concept. They first think of a concept, think of an idea, and then activate the mind accordingly. Then they will be thinking continuously with that concept itself. So they may be getting original ideas. Thereby they are attaining the reflective level of learning. So these are some of the major strategies that we can use, we teachers can use to attain reflective level of teaching. Socialized recitation strategies, experiential learning strategy, cooperative learning strategy, collaborative learning strategy, problem-based learning strategy, inquiry-based strategies, and activating learning strategies. In a reflective-based teaching, we can divide the class into 4 sessions, 4 phases. In the first phase, the focus of the lesson is with the teacher. It's a teacher-dominating phase, introducing the particular topic and giving a brief introduction and thereby giving a basic information regarding the new concept to be taught. That's I do it for you. Teacher is telling, I do it for you. I shall do it for you. Okay, here the teacher is dominating. And the second part is a guided instruction. We do it together. We along with the teacher, along with the students, do it. We both do an experiment. We both do an activity in which the teacher is also taking part along with the students. We do it. That is a second phase. That's a guided instruction. Third phase is the teacher's responsibility reduces and the student's responsibility expands. Okay, in the first phase, teacher responsibility is great. The students very, very small. Then it reduces and it expands. The diagram clearly visualize it. Okay, the third phase is a collaborative one. You do it together. The students are not doing independently, but students are doing in groups. You do it together. as learning pair or learning square or learning groups. They try to learn the particular concepts. Here we conduct discussion, group discussion, and presentation like that. Okay, then the fourth phase is independent learning. In independent learning, you do it alone. So our ultimate aim is not a collaborative effort throughout, but an independent learning, independent, purposeful and meaningful learning by the individual. That is a student responsibility. Towards the end, the student responsibility is great, and only a few scaffolding or facilitation given by the teacher. You do it alone. In this part, we can ask the students to present the particular findings and have a discussion with other students like that. The particular student may be defending, open defense in our research, open defense. The student may be defending the questions raised by all the participants in that particular open defense program, that we know it. So that is an independent learning. If the student is an authority in the particular topic, research topic, then he or she should do it alone. Independently, he should defend it. So that is the ultimate aim of our reflective level of learning. Okay. Then what are the merits of reflective level of teaching? The teaching at this level is not teacher-centered or subject-centered. It is absolutely learner-centered. So based on the taste, preference, priority, and abilities and capabilities of the learners, first of all, we should be aware of the various abilities the learners have. Then only we can encourage them to move on to the reflective level. There is cordial interaction between the teacher and the taught in this particular level of teaching. The learning environment is completely unstructured. There is adequate freedom to the students to think independently and arrive at ideas of their own. Original thinking is encouraged. This level of teaching is appropriate for higher classes. Even secondary school level onwards, we can apply this particular level of thinking. Even before that, we can encourage students to write poems, four lines poems like that. Small item creative works can be encouraged even at the primary level itself. Okay. At this level, teaching is highly thoughtful and useful than the teaching at the memory or understanding level. In this level, suppose, for example, if we teach a particular poem to the students, they may be writing a similar poem of their own. That is the level. Rather than recollecting the particular poem taught in the class, he may be writing another poem, but it needs greater understanding and thorough understanding and thoughts. Okay, writing a similar poem, he should be thorough with the internal and external aspects of the particular poem, understand carefully, and then only he can write a similar poem of his own. Okay, so that is what is needed of reflective teaching. Being a reflective practitioner is continually evaluating and updating who you are and what you are doing. Being a reflective practitioner, by being a reflective teacher, I should continually evaluate and update what I am and what I am doing. For example, I still remember that I used to take student evaluation. From the very beginning, from the day I joined the college, training college in 1991, that year itself I started asking the students to write student evaluation about my class continually. And I have several files. I have several files with me in my class. Dr. George, I saw him in the beginning. He may be in this group. Okay, George knows it. I used to write monthly evaluation continually. Okay, monthly evaluation. I used to file them, all the student evaluations. And several students gave several authoritative evaluations. Maybe some negative comments also. I don't bother. Any student giving negative comments is credit. I think it is a credit for me. And that's why I became, I am what I am now. Okay, so that should be the process to be followed by every teacher. He should continually evaluate himself by taking student evaluation and also peer evaluation and evaluation from anybody else, okay, attached to our teaching. Then essential requisites of the teacher as a reflective practitioner, reflective practice. For reflective practice, subject knowledge is essential. In addition to subject knowledge, skills are needed. Certain skills are needed. Interpersonal relationships are there because we need to be in contact with our colleagues and our parents and several other experts in the society, several departments and several agencies. So for all these connections, interpersonal relationship is a must. Then research or teaching nexus. We should conduct researches, action researches, any other sort of learning, teaching and learning. Then personality, superior personality. Personality characteristics is a must for reflective level of teaching. So these are some essential qualities to be acquired by a teacher, being a reflective practitioner. Then different activities during reflective teaching: reacting, recording, reviewing, revising, reworking, and reassessing should be done during the class and also after the class. There should be reacting. About the class, there should be reactions. About the activities of the teacher, activities of the students, activities in a group work. Who all persons were actively participating. That's be reacted. Recorded videos should be again viewed. There should be reviewing of the class, revising of the class. There should be revisions. If needed, more revisions, reworking, then reassessing, again, assessing, evaluating. Okay, so these are the essential activities to be present in a particular reflective level of teaching. Some examples: I am confident that my strengths in the classroom are. These are my strengths in the classroom. I am confident. I am aware that these are my strengths in the classroom. I'll ask my learners what might make the lesson more interesting for them. I'll ask my learners. Okay. We should very often ask the students, what are my limitations? What are my faults? What are my demerits? Along with merits also. I tried a new idea in my classroom last week. I think it would have worked better if we are thinking of a better alternative. It would have been better if I would apply some other strategies like this. We need to think of the better strategies for making improvement in the particular strategy. We tried a new idea, but we are not satisfied with that idea. We are again rethinking like that. If the learners ask a question, presenting a learning opportunity, I can always go away and think about it, research it, and come back with a response. That is our thinking. Whenever students ask a question, presenting a learning opportunity, we should thoroughly think of it, research it, and come back with a response. The learners responded well to X. What if I use this again. A particular idea, a student responded, well, if I use it again, what should be the response again by the students? We should think of it. At the moment, I am improving my knowledge of this particular concept. I'm improving. This month, I am working on this particular idea. This month, that's part of a planning. We need to plan, replan, again planning, reteaching, like that. So these are some examples of introspection. We should ask all these questions to ourselves for being a reflective practitioner. Different steps of reflection. I have already told during the beginning part, reflection for action. This is the reflecting before something happens. Consider the learning outcomes. Think whether matching with the learning experiences. Think whether the evaluation processes planned are appropriate and enough. Consider the learning outcomes already formulated, whether they are relevant or not. Sometimes the learning objectives, learning outcomes are not appropriate, then we cannot attain it. If the learning outcomes are not appropriate to the concept, to the age level or mental ability of the students, like that, we may not be attaining that much learning outcome. So consider, analyze the significance of learning outcomes already formulated. Then think whether the learning outcomes are matching with the learning experiences. There should always be a close connection and relationship with the learning outcomes and learning experiences. Learning experiences should be appropriate to the learning outcomes. So they should be appropriate to attain the learning outcomes. Then think whether the evaluation processes planned are appropriate and enough. Okay, suppose we, for example, we aim at understanding level of a particular concept, understanding level. A particular concept is to be taught at understanding level. So we provided learning experiences appropriate to the understanding level, but we are asking memory level questions about that particular concept only. Then how can we assess the understanding level of attainment of the students? The evaluation process is not appropriate at that time. So we should ask understanding level questions in the examination or in the class test or like that. If we want to assess the application ability, analytical ability, creativity of the students, then ask such level questions. So then only the evaluation process will be appropriate. So all these are reflection for action. Before teaching, we should reflect on these particular ideas properly. Then only our planning and preparation will be appropriate. The next is reflection in action. Reflection in action means reflecting as something happens. Reflection during the process of teaching in the classroom itself. Consider the situation, relevance of the situation, decide how to act accordingly, then see what everything goes on as planned. See that everything goes on as planned. Suppose we have planned everything, but may not be going on smoothly in accordance with the lesson plan prepared. Everything should be properly planned, and we should see that everything going on as planned by us earlier. Okay, so that is reflection in action. We are aware of ourselves during the time of teaching also. Then reflection on action. Reflection on action means reflecting after something happens. Reflective journaling, reconsidering the situation, thinking about what needs changing for the future. What all changes are needed. So we are reflecting on the action already taken in the classroom, teaching learning process, writing a reflective journal. In our B.Ed classes, we in the syllabus there is an activity of preparing reflective journal after completing the teaching practice internship. Every student teacher should write reflective journal. Okay, that is the reflection for action, reflection in action, and reflecting on action. Okay, so after teaching also we should think of what all changes, what all improvements are to be adopted for making the lesson more effective. So these are the three important reflections to be undertaken by a student teacher or a practicing teacher. Then what is a reflective journal? A reflective journal is an account of work during practice teaching, and more essentially an opportunity for reflection on the teaching experience. So what does a reflective journal look like? There is no right or wrong way of presenting a reflective journal, as this should take account of our personal experience, the nature of teaching and learning styles in the class. Some journals are electronic in nature, more like video or written blogs. Some take a diary form with visual and written materials cut and pasted literally into scrapbooks. Okay, maybe in any form that we like. So this is the form of a reflective journal, format of a reflective journal. It should have an introduction, a daily journal of lessons, 2 to 3 pages about each class. Today, date and day, introductory events, time of arrival, first experiences, etc. Today's class, primary details about the class, day's class, reflection for action that we have already told, reflection in action, reflection on action, brief discussion about the improvement of the class, insights drawn. That's a very, very important part at the end. Insights drawn. What all insights are drawn from the session that I took? Self-decisions regarding the improvement of future classes, that is to be written there at the end as one paragraph. Then a conclusion at the end. So all these form a reflective journal. So benefits of being a reflective teacher. I'm coming to the conclusion part. Benefits of being a reflective teacher. For being a reflective teacher, we should not be mere teacher presenting information alone. We should be acting as one among the students. Their personal problems, their needs, their capabilities, their limitations, their demerits, everything should be considered. Reflective practice is the key to improvement. If teachers don't think about analyzing and evaluate their professional practice, they cannot improve. Keeping up to date and innovative. We should professionally grow, conduct research, if not attaining, may not be undergoing research. Every teacher should join research, whether MPhil or PhD or some other project, work on some projects also. So for the professional growth, publish papers, publish books, take patents, like that. Keeping up to date and innovative. Reflective practice allows teachers to create and experiment with new ideas and approaches to maximum success. Benefits of being a reflective teacher. Understanding learners. I may cite an example of the work of one of the research students of Benedict sir. I still remember that student took a topic which is very genuine and original. He has developed a taxonomy, a new taxonomy of educational objectives, similar to that of the Bloom's taxonomy. I appreciated that student at that time. So that's a genuine work and original work, authoritative work. So such innovative works are to be undertaken by the students and teachers also. So understanding the learners is a must for the teachers. Reflective practices encourage teachers to understand their learners and their abilities and needs, their problems. They may be having several problems. My students now, MT students at Tiruvalla, faced several problems during this COVID pandemic situation. So they will call me whenever they feel a problem. They will call me definitely. They will be getting a word of consolation and also a strong help, maybe through prayer or other forms of help. I'll be extending. I'm not a reflective teacher. I should not say like that. That is to be determined by my students. My students should evaluate whether I am a reflective teacher or not. That's my position. But still, I will be working on that. I should understand the learners, their abilities and needs. Developing reflective learners. We should try to develop reflective learners. Reflective teachers are always trying to develop reflective learners. Okay, if teachers practice reflection, they can more effectively encourage learners to reflect on, analyze, evaluate, and improve their own learning. Okay. Then some advantages of reflective teaching. Reflective teaching helps teachers to improve their teaching. Definitely, no problem. Because always we review our teaching, revise, replan, reteach, reassess. Several items are there in reflection. In reflection, there is re, and also in the various aspects we use the word re. Okay, prefix re, reflecting. Reflections serve as guides to future action. In order to improve our future action, reflections serve as guides. Students benefit academically when teachers share their ideas and teach cooperatively. Immediate revision of unsatisfactory parts of a lesson or unit may make the plan more useful in the future. If ever there is anything unsatisfactory by the students, then we are always be ready to change the particular part and modify the part by incorporating a more satisfactory strategy, learner-friendly strategy for teaching that particular aspect. Okay, so these are the great advantages of reflective teaching. So let me conclude here by citing some limitations also. Some limitations of reflective practice. Not all practitioners understand the reflective process. They may not be even thinking of the reflective process. They may not be taking student evaluation or peer evaluation. They may be fearing that if student evaluation is taken, students may be commenting negatively, and that will be it's a harm for us. They may be thinking like that. So that much complex is to be wiped off. So only through evaluation, student evaluation and peer evaluation, we can grow, we can become a reflective practitioner. Not all practitioners understand the reflective process. One may feel uncomfortable challenging and evaluating on practice. They may not be ready. So whenever we allow students to go to internship in schools, some teachers are hesitant to observe their classes by our students. No, you need not observe my class and assess my class. Like that, they will be responding like that. Okay, so some teachers may be uncomfortable and challenging for evaluating their own practice. Okay, then could be time consuming. Definitely, a memory level class can be with a 1 hour class. You can cover up several topics, but for understanding and reflective practices, it is time consuming. May have confusion as to which situations experience to reflect upon, which situation are to be reflected. Maybe some confusion may be there. Okay, may not be adequate to resolve educational problems. Certain educational problems may not be solved some severe problems may be there. So all these are some limitations, but still it has advantages. The advantages are overcoming the limitations. That's why this reflective practice is a challenge and innovation in the teaching learning process. Okay, thank you so much. We can conclude with another song. We can also sing together, and then we can have an interactive session. You can ask questions, and what all I know can be presented. Okay. ആറ്റുമണൽ പായയിൽ അന്തിവയിൽ ചാഞ്ഞ നാൾ കുഞ്ഞിളം കൈവീശി നീ തോണിയേറിപ്പോയില്ലേ. ആറ്റുമണൽ പായയിൽ അന്തിവയിൽ ചാഞ്ഞ നാൾ കുഞ്ഞിളം കൈവീശി നീ തോണിയേറിപ്പോയില്ലേ. വീഴാതെ കണ്ണിലം മിന്നിയ നീർമണി നീറാതെ നീറുന്നോരോർമ്മ തന്നെ തിരി എന്നെ വിട്ടിട്ടെന്തേ പോയി മഞ്ചാടിക്കുരുവി. നിന്നെ കാത്തി തീരത്തെന്തേ മോഹം വേരോടി. ആറ്റുമണൽ പായയിൽ അന്തിവയിൽ ചാഞ്ഞ നാൾ കുഞ്ഞിളം കൈവീശി നീ തോണിയേറിപ്പോയില്ലേ.
Thank you, sir. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, now let us have any queries.
Thank you, sir. This very valuable presentation and nice. I feel this very effective methodology class. No doubt, sir, this class gave a put to a golden feather inside that series program in our college. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu Mukund, sir. Thank you for your comments. We'll never forget this lesson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lupna's very good session. Jason, my dear student Jason, thank you very much. Thank you. Anila, my student. Pramod Kumar, sir. Very good song. You liked the song. Thank you very much. Nandu, Chandra Babu, Ramesh Tankapan, valuable and motivational presentation. Thank you so much. Mugundan sir, nice presentation, highly informative and challenging. Thank you so much. Alina, thank you very much. Jiva, Kaushali, Sarkar, Samir, Feba, my student, thank you very much. Prabhagar, the session is exciting. Thank you very much. You are a good singer, not so. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Jaya Mary teacher. Is it Jaya Mary teacher? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sir, you have to give chance for one of the participants also to sing. Anyone who got an inspiration. Thank you, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. Teresa Susan teacher. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Sindhu Dinesh.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Sir,
evening.
I just have a small doubt.
Sir.
We give one reflective journal to all the staff members in the college. But we don't ask them to submit it to us, but only do the reflection. We have a certain points and then we give the reflective journal to all the staff members, not only to the teaching staff, but non-teaching staff also. They are supposed to give us a report every month, but this journal, we never ask them to submit to us because there may be some things which they don't want to share with others. What do you think about that practice, sir? Sam, sir, should we ask them to show it to others if they don't mind, or is it that they have to just do it personally and improve themselves?
Sir, I don't think that there is any harm in sharing anything, any pleasant or bitter experience may be getting. Both may be getting. The students themselves share it. Okay, 5 students are there in a school. They may be sharing it. Even the bitter experiences. They may be sharing with me also. Several bitter experiences from the part of the teachers and also from the part of the principal. So they need not write everything in the journal, but still whatever it is relevant and meaningful, they need to write. And it can be shared, no harm in it, I think. Okay. But everything need not be shared. Certain items, maybe some bitter experiences from the part of the principal, no need to share it, or even no need to write it, because that should not be taken as a serious matter. That's the feeling of my feeling. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful talk.
Georgian sir is always a close friend of mine.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Some Goa friends are participating in it. Okay, sir.
Some of our teachers are there.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jacob Matthew, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir, sir, conclude. Okay.
Mr. Pramod Kumar Kar was asking some question. He was trying to interact, but he couldn't got enough opportunity. Mr. Pramod Kumar Kar, as in he was.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Sir, please. No problem.
Sir, please share this presentation PPT.
Pardon, sir?
Sir, please share this PPT. Your presentation PPT.
He's asking you to share your PowerPoint presentation, sir.
Sir.
PowerPoint.
Yes, sir. PowerPoint presentation.
You need it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We can give it to you. We can give it to you, sir. No problem.
For our teachers.
You contact Joju Jones, sir. You contact Joju Jones, sir. We can give it to you. No problem.
Sir, kindly type your email ID or mobile number in the chat box, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir.
Pramod, sir, kindly type your email ID and phone number in the chat box.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Sir,
Sam, sir.
I am giving my okay.
Sam, sir, thank you very much for your outstanding session, sir. We are all inspired and we have got plenty of points to learn from you, all the practical experiences.
Now,
thank you, sir.
Now, Ambika, you can move to the closing part of the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Last section of this program, vote of thanks. Very brilliant research scholar Rashmi K says vote of thanks. Rashmi, please. Rashmi. Hey. What a thank you.
Okay,
Thank you all. Okay.
Ambika, I will express vote of thanks today.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Dear Sam sir, dear Benedict sir, and all the distinguished participants of the webinar, Martyrs Training College is really indebted to all of you for your valuable presence here. Dear Sam sir, for the last couple of months, we had been looking for an opportunity to introduce you in this platform, and all the participants are really blessed by your presence. And you are an inspiring teacher, a great teacher educator from Kerala, and we are proud to have you here, and your session inspired all of us. Plenty of new knowledge, all those steps was plenty of new things that we got today, and the way you encourage your students to evaluate yourself and learning from the students and filing their suggestions. That's really great. Thank you, sir. And we are really blessed by your presence. Outstanding presentation, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joju sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, our Dr. K.R. Benedict sir is the captain of the ship, and Dr. Benedict sir is guiding all the activities of researching, and Insight in Depth is actually a great program organized by Benedict sir, and it's Benedict sir's brainchild. Benedict sir, we are really thankful to you for your overall leadership, everything. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Joju.
All the senior teacher educators, Murugan sir, then Teresa Susan teacher, all the senior teacher educators, thank you very much for your presence here. We hope all of you would join in the next week's Insight in the program. All the participants, thanks a lot. And don't forget to fill in the feedback form so that you can be sure about the e-certificate. Thank you. Join next week, and we will be providing the link to join the Insight in Depth WhatsApp group. Thank you. National anthem, please.